What is up, everyone? I am Don Mystic, and this is Wrestling Revolution. Man, let's get started. Um, 1 second. Yeah, let's get started. Uh, Starting off today, we're going to be doing some heel and face turns, and then we'll get to the main event, Carlito. But first up, Bianca Belair and the Street Profits may be turning heel, and for Bianca Belair, I understand this because it makes sense with her storyline. She's she I don't know how to explain it. It just makes sense with the storyline, and we did kind of maybe like predict this on our podcast not too long ago. My co-host said that he could see Bianca. Actually, we predicted all these face and heel turns, but but my co-host said that he could totally see Bianca Belair turning heel based on her current storyline. It makes sense because she started using, I guess you would say, dirty tactics in some of her matches, and then I mean it just makes sense for her character. She's been babyface long enough. She's been it just makes sense. It just makes sense. Uh, but for the Street Profits, it doesn't because they're over. They don't need to have a face turn, or I'm sorry, a heel turn. Like, I'm guessing the only reason they're doing it is because they have like a connection to Bianca Belair, which in for me that's not a good enough reason, but it's WWE. They're gonna do what they do. The other turn is gonna be Elo Sky turning face, and from what it looks like, Sports Illustrated Justin Barroso said that it's been talked about. They are probably gonna turn her face and have her feud with Bayley. I love this idea. It makes perfect sense in the context of her storyline. Like, and I mean, I think we all kind of knew that Damage Control was on its last legs, and like this is a perfect way to have this happen. Now, how will it happen? My idea is that Elo Sky will win the Money in the Bank. Bayley won't like it because she'll see it as maybe like her maybe contesting her dominance in the actual like group. So I think Damage Control is going to break up. I think maybe Elo Sky wins the Money in the Bank ladder match for the women's, and then she'll go on to like have a few. Bayley will probably goad her into like putting up the briefcase, but I think Elo Sky will keep it. Yeah, so I mean, I do think that will happen. It just makes perfect sense. I think that Triple H. It also said that Triple H really likes what he sees out of Elo Sky. I do too. She's an awesome wrestler. She showed a lot at Backlash, so let's hope that she has a promising future. Now let's talk about the what everyone came here for. I'm sure it's on the thumbnail. Carlito might be coming to WWE. He was last seen on Backlash, helping out Bad Bunny against Damian Priest. And can we just say he looks yoked? He has not been he has not been skipping on the weights there. He looks really good. But Dave Meltzer has said that he has canceled a July 15th show because he told them that he signed with WWE. And I mean, Dave Meltzer is a pretty decent and reliable source of information. So I believe this. I have no reason not to believe this. It seems like he's grown up since he was like, because on his first run with WWE, he was a cocky kid. He didn't really um he didn't really understand how the business worked. I think he made a lot of enemies, and from what I understand of his run this time, he was a lot more humble. He was a lot more easy. He was a lot easier to work with. I think he will be a asset to WWE. Um, but Carlito, I don't know. Like I said, he's yoked up, and I think he might end up with the LWO. That's who he worked with at Backlash. But who would he feud with? I could see him maybe feuding with Judgment Day, but Judgment Day is on a different show than LWO now. So, because I really do think that Carlito's going to end up with LWO. So, if he's on LWO side, and who's he going to feud with? Maybe Austin Theory, just because they're still trying to push Theory for reasons I can't grasp. But even then, I don't even know what. This is how much I don't care about Theory. I don't even know what show he's on. But yeah, I think that if Carlito shows up, he's gonna probably be with LWO. And when could he show up though? Because the most obvious answer would be Money in the Bank. That's when I mean, you're out of country. You probably want to have at least one or two big reveals. They always kind of go bigger when they're out of country because it's in London, I believe. But it's also not like a huge show itself. Like, it's not one of the big three. It's not like Rumble. It's not SummerSlam. It's not Survivor Series. Although Survivor Series has lost some luster in its in the past couple of years. But where could he show up? I guess he could show up as soon as like SmackDown today. But I mean, that's part of why I'm doing this right now, is because who knows? Maybe he will show up today. But yeah, I think Money in the Bank would probably be a really good bet. Money in the Bank, who would he help? I guess he could help Yeah, I guess he could help in the Money in the Bank match. But then would that mean that Escobar wins the Money in the Bank? Because I don't think Escobar wins. I think see, this is a hard part. Like, how do you fit him in? Because if you're doing them with LWO, you got to fit him in a place that makes sense. In terms of like, it's a good enough place to put him in, but it's also not a place where he's gonna cause too much trouble, as in like completely mess up the match. Oh no, this is actually pretty hard. I'm gonna have to think about this, because where you put Carlito in right now could really affect like how his character goes in the future. Because if you put him in too early and in the wrong storyline, people might turn on him. Because right now, I think he would have a huge impact on when he comes in. But it's not about the first couple of days, or it's not about the first couple of weeks. It's about when. It's about maybe like a month or two down the line. Does he still have that pop? And I'm not 100% sure he will if you put him in the wrong storyline. You can kill the best of wrestlers with a bad storyline. Now, that being said, like, a good wrestler can make even a bad storyline. The truly great can make a bad storyline good. But Like, there's not many of those guys out there. Certainly not in this day and age. So I look at Carlito and I say, okay, he just put him. The most like obvious thing would be to put, like I said, put him in the LWO. But I'm really having trouble with this because if you put him in the LWO, the first thing you would think is he's gonna have like some kind of a some kind of a role in the Money in the Bank match. Because if I'm not mistaken, I guess you could put him in the Money in the Bank, and you can't have him interfere with the Money. Actually, now that I think about it, can't have him interfere with the Money in the Bank female match, because then you got a guy beating up on girls. That's not going to be a good look. But and if you have him like interfere in the men's, then do you have Escobar win? Because I don't think Escobar is going to win. I think it's going to be either LA Knight or Damian Priest. And, well, maybe you have him like, maybe you have him just screw Priest out of it and have him feud with Priest. That actually might be an interesting idea. But I mean, there is the idea that Priest is going to turn babyface. I don't know, man. This is getting hard. Like, where to fit in Carlito? But I do think he's going to be part of the WWE universe. There's also a chance he might just be back, behind the scenes staff. I mean, don't forget, like, they like hiring wrestlers as as personnel backstage. And but then again, would Carlito take that? Because Carlito still has some good years in him as a wrestler. I mean, like I said at the beginning, he's yoked. That man has got some muscle on him. Yeah, but so it's gonna be interesting to see where they put him. I do think that wait one second, I'm sorry. I do think that Carlito, wherever he is, will at least in the beginning do well, because people will pop for him. People have missed him, and let's be honest, he has the best taunt ever. Just takes a bite of an apple and spits that in your face. That is some good shit. That is the type of taunt. I mean, I guess you could say that it kind of sucks for the person getting spit in the face, but I mean, it's an awesome taunt. And oh man, where would he be though? Like I said, probably with the LWO, but it's really hard for me to understand where he's going to fit in. Like, at least right now. I mean, obviously, when he comes out, you're gonna learn pretty quick what he's doing. And they're not gonna. You're gonna get a good idea of where he is in the in the storyline pretty quick. Who he's gonna be feuding with, but as of right now, I don't see where it's gonna be. And that's on me. Maybe my creativity is just not there. It's early in the morning. I mean, but it will be interesting. Well, we still got a little bit of time, so why not talk about like Bray Wyatt? Sounding like Bray Wyatt might return. He's reusing an old gimmick for a return. I don't remember exactly what it is. I think he's like distributing a QR code or something. It like, I don't like reusing old gimmicks like for a return, but I will be happy if Bray Wyatt returns. I mean, and I'm happy that he is doing better, that he's in a better place mentally. But like, again, I do not like the idea of reusing gimmicks, especially the type of gimmick he was using. Like, it's from what I understand, it's just a QR code that like kind of like send you to cryptic videos. And to me, like at that point, why are you even involving the QR code? just play the cryptic videos. That's been done like all the time and it works. But I do think that the QR code is a bit of a gimmick, and I don't see the need to do it multiple times, but whatever. Now, it's like I said, it's great that he's going to be returning. It's great that he's feeling better mentally. Now, all this is speculation right now, but it's great that he's feeling better mentally. Because he did leave for mental health reasons, and I mean, I love Bray Wyatt. I think he doesn't get pushed nearly enough. I think that he is one of those guys who, in the right storyline, he could be a great asset, but they just book him so poorly. And I do want to see him booked much better. And guys, when you come in, feel free to ask questions. If you're watching this live, like, because I want to have a dialogue. But yeah. So Bray Wyatt he's a good character. So it's always good to have him in there. He's had some bad matches, and it seems like every time it's a bad match, it's one of those gimmicky matches. Like his shit, I don't even know what the hell it's called. The lightning purple, like screwball, Mountain Dew. Like whenever you have like branding in a match, like name, it's screwed from the get-go. I'm just saying. All it was they wore some shit that reacts to black lights, and they had like weapons that were. It was basically a no DQ match with black lights. Now, to be fair, it had a great entrance for Bray Wyatt, but he always has a great entrance. So I'm not sure why it was needed. I mean, it seems like Mountain Dew said, "Hey, we want to be part of your shit. Just throw us a bone here." And WWE's all like, "Hey, how about some black lights?" And they said, "Yeah." I'm like, this. Now, to be fair, the black lights, it didn't hurt the match, but they didn't help the match. It wasn't one of those stipulations where you're going to be like, "Oh, I want to see this all the time." It's definitely not like a Hell in a Cell match. It's not a steel cage match. None of that shit. It's not an elimination chamber match. You don't want to see it again. You don't give a flying fiddler's fuck about it, and that's fine. I mean, not every gimmick match is gonna work, but this one definitely did not. And I mean, some of the wrestling just was not good. I think LA Knight did a wonderful job. Bray Wyatt, for the most part, did an okay job, but it just seemed like a poorly planned out match. And then that elbow drop by Mr. Howdy at the end, that was by the time he landed, he was like fucking 8 time zones away from the actual guy he was trying to hit, but. That was pretty horrible. It was horrible and embarrassing. But yeah, so I want them to stop putting him in gimmick matches. That's the thing. I want them to have him in regular matches. Just play him off as the Fiend, maybe, I guess, or if he doesn't want to be the Fiend, whatever character he wants to be, just play him off as kind of like a crazy dude, and it should work out fine. I mean, he's got great chops on the mic. He like when he talks on the mic, I believe that he is an insane person, and I hope that that's acting, but but yeah. So he has this presence on the mic that makes him a true great, but it's almost like CM Punk. He's great on the mic. He's okay in the ring, and I don't know. In this case, they just haven't been able to do anything with him. And when you're that good on the mic, that shouldn't be acceptable. I really, as you can probably tell, I'm a huge Bray Wyatt fan. I think he revitalized his career with like the whole Fiend concept, and I want him to do well. I do want him to do well, and I hope he does do well. I hope he's fully over his mental health stuff. I know that that's an ongoing thing. It's not something you just get over, but I hope he's doing better. I hope to see a lot more of him in the future, because he is a good wrestler. He's great on the mic. At some point you need to push him, and you need to push him in a way that makes sense for his character. And I don't think that they do that in a sufficient way at WWE. Maybe he needs a trip to AEW. I don't know, because I don't think they understand how to use them. All right, I think that's about it. Please, if you watch this, I usually stream about I stream most days. I'm gonna start streaming most days, and I do it at 7:00 Pacific time. So you show up, ask me questions. I want to answer them, at least to the best of my knowledge. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Peace out.